So today we're working on the 2006 Hummer, and that's going to apply to pretty much all the Hummers H3s. So today it's a video that I promised you guys I would do. It's about removing that center part of the console to check my controller, see if I can actually unstick that button. But at the same time, this will teach you how to remove the radio, how to change your dial if you need to reach them. So I usually don't do a video that's already out there. If I see people doing their own video, I'll just, if somebody asks a question, I'll link them. But right now I just want to check a few things more in details. I realized there's a few videos, but it never really go in greater details. So we'll start the video with the safety first, and in most videos that I see, there's still juice in the center console when they remove it, and I don't suggest it, because one trick to remove it is actually to open this, put your fingers in the sockets, in the sockets at the bottom, or the outlet, and push them up, and the whole thing's just gonna pop. It's super easy, but sometimes when the key is not in the ignition, those outlets can be off. Other times they are on. Some of them are always on live, so they're straight to the battery. And others goes through the fuse box, and the fuse box, when you close it, disconnects. So just be careful, because you never know if somebody tweaked them or play with them. We don't know why they were using them. So I always advise going for safety first. So the first thing we'll do, it's go and disconnect the battery. And I think pretty much everybody knows how to remove the battery. So just a quick overview. Just to be safe, you can remove your ground. Usually I just disconnect both of them and let them loose. And today I realized the battery actually can slide. And there's a problem with that. So if you don't have your full box, and that's an extra, and your dipstick is metal, you're gonna ground right there, and that's extremely, extremely dangerous. So I'll need to strap that battery down. I'm lucky because this is plastic, but you never know. Anyways, so on this, I'll disconnect the battery and we'll move back inside the vehicle for the dash. So okay, so I disconnected the battery with the 10mm socket, and now we're gonna remove it. So what we'll do, just put two fingers at the bottom and make a pressure upward. So we'll push upward at the same time we kind of pull. So we'll just do this. There we go. Simple as that. You see? Just did a small push. Just be careful. Sometimes the sockets can be a bit loose. And if you feel that the sockets are a bit loose, they're really hard to grab from the bottom with a screwdriver or a flat screwdriver. You could try. But just be careful. If those are too loose, you can always try to pull one out and use your fingers straight on the other side without the connection being on. But see, mines are pretty solid, so that's not bad. So once it's disconnected like this, I need to completely, I didn't pull it properly. Come on, there we go. There. So the first thing we'll do is check behind the wheel. So we'll just go around. I may have to put the light on. There we go. And here. So we got the view right there. So the first wire is that one. We got the hazard light that are located in the front right there. So that's the first plug we're gonna disconnect. After that, we will move at the bottom, and as you can see right there, we got the one for the controller, and this is the controller for me that I want to work on. So we'll disconnect this one second. After that, if we move at the bottom, and right now you see I hit the shifter, we got three plugs, one there, one in the middle, and the same one on the other side over there. So we'll try to remove those, and those are for my settings for my heater and etc. Don't forget you got those at the bottom too. It's a bit hard to see. Let's see if I can put a light on. There we go. And now, we can see actually the bottom parts. So we'll have to unplug those two. And there's a last one at the end over there. That is for my wipers in the back. So what I'll do, I'll try to see if I can get a better position than this to disconnect those, and at least to show you guys. So be right back. For this connector, it's pretty easy. As you can see, we got a tab on top right there. The only thing you need to do is slide your nail just under it, or a screwdriver under that little tab on top right there. So once you're in position right there, let's see if I can focus. There we go. So the only thing you need to do is put your nail under that tab and lift it up, and at the same time with your other end, squeeze both sides and pull it backward. It's going to be super easy to remove. And as you can see, the tab hook on that little connection right there. So it's pretty easy to remove. Sorry. So the next one is going to be the controller. It's the one right there with the blue part. I'll try to find a better position again to show you how to remove that one. So be right back. So for the connector for the controller for your 4x4, somewhat easy. You got that blue tab right there. Oop, it's because I already disconnected to get a better view. So what you need to do, it's pull on this backward. That was going to be hard because I disconnected this. Let's see. Whoops. So hard to film at the same time it's working. Can I? Wait. I'll try to get better position on this. There we go. So you see you pull on it, and what it does, it frees that pin at the bottom that you can squeeze now. And this will help you to disconnect this and just pull it. It's a bit harder than the other ones, just to let you know. So once it's connected, when it's connected, let's go like this. Whoop. Just trying to find the proper position to show you guys. So when it's connected, you pull on this one and you squeeze the bottom part. And you don't have much place to pull from the top. The only thing that's going to show up is that little tab, the black one on top. So you really need to play with your fingers and really try to wiggle it at the same time as you pull. Just make sure not to push that one back, because then the tab is again locked and you won't be able to remove it. So remember, you pull the blue tab first, then you squeeze from bottom and top and you pull. And this is going to disconnect. After that, you see, you're already be given a bit more space, and we'll be able to work at the bottom part. I'll see which way I can put myself to show you the other clips, and we keep going. All right. So now we are at the dials for your heater and your vents. And what happened for this one? On this side is pretty easy. When you get from the passenger side, you can actually really easily come and squeeze that bottom pin and that top one, whoop, right there, and you squeeze both of them together. And those are a bit easier than the one on top, but you still need to squeeze both of them and try to move from side to side until it pulls out. Then that one's going to be done. For this one, you got two tabs, one on this corner and one on the other corner. So what you need to do, I'll just remove it. So you just need to squeeze both sides like so and just pull it backward. Super easy. That one goes super well. The tricky one can be the other one on the other side. As you can see with the shifter in the way, you got more opening on this side. You can try to go over the top, but usually what I prefer, it's come behind right there, put your hand around it, and you'll get enough space to come and grab it from the back, and then you can actually move it sideways again and remove it. That's going to be giving you a lot more chance to remove that one, since it's just a bit more trickier. So now we're at the last part. So again, I'll cut the video again. I'll just push the wires to the side and try to find again another better position to show you guys the last three connectors that we got at the bottom right there for the outlets and the windshield wiper, wiper in the back. So we'll be right back. Here we go. So the only thing I did, I cleaned the wires so I don't pull them, and the only thing I did, I lift the whole center plate and I just lower it down. So now we got full access. Just make sure you don't pull too much on those wires. You see I'm pretty much at the limit of it. So for the first and second outlet, as you can see, the only thing you need to do is squeeze that part right there and pull on it, and it's going to pop out. So just going to show you something. Let's say I push it in. You see we got it like that. You don't need to remove that blue bracket. The only thing you need to do is put a bit of pressure right there and lift it up like so. Whoop. Having difficulty, the whole center part is following me. Come on. You're disconnected. Come on. There you go. And it's out. That one's pretty easy. And now we got the final plug for the windshield wiper that's located in the back. And this one is really the basic common connector. As you can see, we got the tab right there. The only thing you need to do is squeeze it, and the whole thing will move out. And what you do, you squeeze that top part right there, not the whole thing. Because if you apply force for the whole thing, you won't have enough pressure to remove it. So you really need to squeeze that top one right there and then pull on it. Again, don't pull on the wires, and the whole thing is going to be removed. So we'll put it to the side. So here, so if you're working for your radio, the only thing you need to do is remove those 4 bolts that are holding it right there, and then you'll be able to access the antenna in the back and the main power supply for it. So it's pretty easy for that. As you can see, mine is all dirty and got a bit of damage over the years. I bought it like this, so maybe I'll change it someday, but for now, this is not my concern. And as you can see, if we look, we got the computer for the vehicle, the ECM. So if you ever need to look at it, you know exactly where it is located. So if we look at it, you can see the plugs are right there. I'm not sure what this plug is for, to be honest. I should check the schematics, but today is not a video for that. So yeah, so it's pretty easy to remove. When you reinstall, same procedure. Start from the back, the bottom, of course, and go upward, and at the same time reposition the whole thing. Put it up. You see we got the groove right there. And if we look at the back of this, like so, you see that connection right there, that metal clip needs to connect right there. So always make sure that the pins on top and at the bottom are in good health. Get out of the way. Right there. So if this is bent, what will happen when you reinstall the whole thing? The top of your center console is going to vibrate. So if you got that problem, you're driving and every time you hit a bump, you can hear that rattle coming from your center. Big chance that this got removed and those pins got broken. So yeah, pins from the bottom, same thing, there and there. And you got the metal one on each side of the radio. Sometimes when somebody switch it, the radio is a bit larger, can actually prevent you from clipping on those sides. So just make sure it's the radio is deep enough for it to connect, and the last 2 ones. Just make sure that all 7 of them are in good shape. All those tabs are fine. If not, you can actually order them. Any part shop or part store will have those, and usually they come in small boxes with about 5 or 10 of them. So it's not too costly, maybe $5 or something like that. So just make sure it will change completely your driving, and you'll like your vehicle a lot better than having those rattle coming from the center console. So for me, what I'll do, I'm removing the controller. So I'll remove the bolt that is here and one right there. And the only thing I'll do, I will not strip it open, not today, because my main concern right now, I think it's just dirty. So I'll just get some air in a can or maybe the compressor, and I'll just move a lot of air through it, and I'll play with the button to clean them up. So from this, I hope this helped you guys at least to reach the radio, reach your dial for your heater. If you need to change it, same thing. You got one there, one there, one here, and one here. You do the same thing, you remove them. Make sure not to lose the bolts. And then you can actually either replace or remove this. And the whole thing will follow. There we go. So the whole thing will follow. Those buttons are just going to slide in. So don't be too worried. You don't have to remove them. It is fine as it is. And same thing for those if you want to remove them. If we look in the back, hop, they're usually just twisted in place. So you just need to untwist them and they'll be fine. So yeah, you see, it's not too solid. It's not, yeah, whatever. That's what it is. So yeah, I hope this helped you guys to figure out how to remove the center console. It's a super easy vehicle to work on for the center console, go for the ECM and etc. It's great. It's one of the best design that I saw. There's a lot of problems with vehicles, but this is not a problem for the H3s. And I swear this is actually really helpful when you need to do a job or remove the radio, etc. So on this, I hope this helped. I know it was a bit different with the light and me working at the same time, but yeah, that's the only way I feel that I could actually show you guys how to do it. And yeah, reconnect bottom to the top, push it back in place, then reconnect your battery, test your dials after. So make sure that the radio works, make sure the hazard light works, and make sure that the heater is working. That means the speed, the heat, the cold, whatever, AC. Check the whole thing and all the vents to make sure that everything is connected properly before completely pushing it in, right? Always check your job before trying to finish it, and it prevents having extra steps before finishing the job. So on this, I hope to see you guys around, and I'm not too sure what's going to be the next video. I was thinking about working maybe on the brakes, so we'll see. We'll see what's the next one. All right, so see you around, guys. Cheers.